Hello everyone! Today I am working on one of my lovely clients, and this particular client, we usually like to do something kind of fun and go a little bit all out with some crystals and different embellishments and all that kind of fun stuff. So I decided I would record myself doing her nails for you today. So we are going with a really fun mermaid design today with some ombre, some encapsulated glitter, and even some like 3D seashell look. So we are going all out with that mermaid theme, and so I am going to show you from start to finish me doing her nails. So I hope you guys enjoy these really fun mermaid nails. So first I used some nippers to remove the crystals from her previous design. If you are using cuticle nippers for things like nipping off crystals and different things like that, it will dull them. So you don't want to be using like your nice nippers for things like that. So I either use some old ones that have lost, their sharpness, or just some cheapy ones, or even some like older toenail clippers or nail clippers. Those will work too. So I have removed her crystals from her previous design, and now I am going in and removing the previous design. It was a encapsulated like glitter opal kind of a look with some alcohol inks on top of it. So the alcohol inks come off really easily, and then I'm just kind of going through and removing some of that encapsulated glitter. I'm not too worried if there is a little bit left, just because I'm going to go over this with like solid color anyways. So I'm getting most of it, but I'm not going too crazy and stressing about getting every single last little piece of glitter out of her nails. And I'm using my Zephyros dust collector, which I get from the Nail Hub, and I will put all the links in the description box below for things like that. So now I'm starting with her prep, so I'm making sure I'm pushing back her cuticles, and then I'm going to move on to using my e-file and some different bits to get a really nice good prep so I can have a really nice foundation for her nails. So I'm starting with one of my favorite bits for prep, which is the Erica's Russian nib. It's like a really, really tiny bit. So it's really great for getting into those sidewalls, and not only is it removing the stuck on cuticle, but it's also removing the shine from her natural nails. So it's kind of an all-in-one type of a thing when I use my e-file for prep. And my prep has been the same for a while, so if you have watched my last videos, it's very similar. However, I know you guys like to see it, so I'm leaving it in the video for you guys. And when you are using bits for prep, you want to make sure it's on a really, really low speed. I only do about 4 or 5 RPMs, and you want to have a really light pressure so you are not pushing too hard and causing damage to the nail. And these are diamond bits. So diamond bits, they don't have teeth on them. So like the carbide bit that I was using for removal, that actually has teeth and it has like blades. So that's what a carbide bit has, teeth to it. So it's actually going to cut away at the product. Those bits you definitely never want to use on your natural nail. These bits, which are meant for the natural nail, are diamond bits. So they're almost more of like a sandpaper, or like almost like if your nail file was made out of metal. That's kind of the same type of concept. So it's a diamond bit, so it doesn't have teeth. It's only going to scratch. It's not going to actually cut into whatever you are using with that bit. So always want to make sure diamond bits are for your natural nail, carbide bits are for acrylic or gel, whatever product you have on the nail. So I always start in one direction, and then I go in reverse and do the same thing the opposite direction. This pushes that skin back around the nail from all angles, all sides, and it gives a just really good cleanup around the nail. Once I have finished with the prep work, I'm going to just refine the shape of her nails just a little bit because she wanted them a little bit more tapered this time. And now that they're growing out and they have a little bit more length on them, we can definitely taper them in a little bit. And I'm also kind of smoothing out if there's any little tiny lifts or anything like that. I'm just getting it out really quick. And I'm just refining the shape because I knew I wanted to do some encapsulated glitter. And so when I am encapsulating, I want to make sure that the shape is almost to where it needs to be at the end, because I'm putting the design underneath of the gel versus on top. So I'm not going to be, the shaping is going to come afterwards. So I want to make sure that the product is really thin on that nail that I'm going to do encapsulation, because I'm going to actually build the nail after I put the design on. And so I'm just refining the shape just a little bit, not going too crazy with it though, because most of the other nails I'm actually going to be filing and shaping after I apply the product. I hope that makes sense. Kind of a little bit what goes on in my head while I'm working, and I'm trying to plan out the design as I'm working and make sure I have every nail prepped for whatever I'm going to put on top. Once I finished with that, I am just going in with my cuticle nippers and I am nipping off any of that dead skin that's hanging around there. Again, I always say in my videos, I don't go crazy with the nippers. I am a little bit more conservative when it comes. I just nip off what is dead, and it's like if it's waving at you, then I try to get it off. It's got to go. And again, these are not the same cuticle nippers that I used for nipping the crystals off. These are specially just for cuticles. So here we have all the nails prepped and ready to go for design. So I'm just trying to decide what kind of colors or what glitters I want to use that will match the colors that I wanted to use. So I had a couple options, one from Wildflowers. I believe that one's called Deep. It's in that bigger pot. And then the little pot, which is the one that I decided to go with, is from Glitterati. And that one it happened to be called Dark Mermaid. So that was perfect. It has some of like those fuchsia glitters in there, which is what I wanted because I'm going to be using one of the fuchsia colors from Ugly Duckling, which is number 134. So that's really pretty. And then I'm going to use this one, 154, which is like a dark teal shimmer. And then number 39, which is like that teal turquoise color. So first, before I apply any product, I make sure that the nails are really clean, give them a good scrub with some alcohol cleanser. And this is 99% alcohol, and then I do a splash of acetone in there as well. So I just mix up my own cleanser, and I'm trying out these like truly lint-free wipes. I got them from Universal Companies, trying them out because I'm getting like so tired of fuzzies getting stuck on the nail, especially when I am going to apply the gel or whatever, and there's always fuzzies everywhere. So I am trying these like 100% lint-free wipes. The fuzzies are a struggle when you are a nail tech. So now I'm applying a non-acid primer all over the nails, and then I'm going in with my bonder, which I use the Accents X Bond, which is their universal bonder, so you can use it under gel polish, hard gel, soft gel, whatever you want. So I use X Bond from Accents, and then I am going to be using my favorite gel, which is the Accents Trinity gel. So I'm starting off with the encapsulated nails first. So I'm going to just paint on a really thin layer of the Accents Trinity just as my base layer underneath of the glitter and stuff that I'm going to put on and encapsulate. So using my gel brush, and I'm just painting on a really thin layer again of that Trinity gel. And then I'm going to go straight into my color for those nails to encapsulate the glitter. And my original plan, you'll see, my original plan was to do 2 encapsulated glitter fade nails, which is why I am applying that gel to the 2 nails. However, I'm using that Ugly Duckling color. this gorgeous like shimmery teal color that is just stunning. And I decide I'm going to fade this up the nail, and then I'm going to put the glitter on top. So I paint it on about halfway, and then I take just a clean gel brush and just kind of brush it upwards towards the cuticle area, just doing like little tiny swipes, just gently brushing it up. It is a lot easier to fade colors that have like that pearl in it or some sort of shimmer. So I just loved the way this looked so much that I decided to just leave one nail just like this, and then only do one of the encapsulated like chunky glitters. So we have one encapsulated glitter nail, and then we have one like ombre with this gorgeous shimmery color. I just loved it so much that I looked at my client and I just was like, should I do 2 nails with glitter, or should I just leave one of them by itself? And we both agreed that it was too pretty to cover up, so we left one of the nails just an ombre with this color. So again, painting it halfway up, and then I'm taking my gel brush and just fading it up, and then I'm going to cure that, and I'm going to do another layer. Now I'm going in with my second layer, again the same thing, painting it halfway up, and then I'm fading it up with my brush. And the other hand, it has all the same designs, but I just kind of did them in a different order or different placement. This is my first time ordering some Ugly Duckling gel polishes, so I got these 3 colors and I just thought they looked so beautiful together. So I had been dying to do like a set with all 3 of them incorporated, and so my client is like super fun and just let me kind of play around with these colors, and we were totally on board for this mermaid design. Now working on my second coat with the pinky nail, I'm going to add the chunky glitter to this nail, so I applied that shimmery color, faded it up, and then dipped my gel brush into the glitter and just placed them all over the nail. And I wasn't super happy with how they looked being placed into that shimmery color, so I did cure this, and then I actually went in with a thin layer of clear gel and placed a little bit more glitter into that clear gel, because I feel like I like the way it looks better in the clear gel versus the place straight into that shimmery color. And here's where I applied that thin layer of clear gel, and then I'm just going to pick up a little bit more glitter and drop it into that clear gel, and I'm trying to grab some more of those fuchsia glitters so that it will coordinate with that fuchsia color that I'm going to add to one of them. So once I've placed that glitter, I'm going to make sure to cure that before I move on. Now going back to that pointer finger, since we decided to leave it just the ombre without the chunky glitter, I am going to go in with some natural colored builder gel, and I'm going to put that near the cuticle and then brush it down to give it an even better of like a ombre or fade. And I think this is what really like made that nail look so flawless, is because I added that color towards the back of the cuticle and just like feathered it down so that that ombre looked really nice, and it faded right into that cuticle area. And if you ever get gel in the cuticle, just make sure you swipe it out of there, and then you can give the nail a cure. Make sure you do not cure that, but super easy cleanup. So how I build up my nails is I do my builder layer on top, and then I'll have my client go in the lamp for just a couple of seconds. That's all this gel really needs for it to kind of start to set and cure. So it's not going to move around because the Trinity gel is a little bit runnier. So I build up this nail, and then I'm going to have her go in the lamp for a couple seconds and then bring her hand back out, and I'll move on to the next nail. And then also it helps so the gel doesn't get quite so hot, because you're flash curing each nail, so it gives it a couple seconds to start to cure, and then you take it out before it gets too hot. So then by the time they go in at the very end, most of their nails have already been in the lamp multiple times, so it's not going to get quite so hot when they go in for the full cure. So I'm painting on kind of like a slip layer, and then I'm grabbing a bigger dollop, placing it in like the apex area, and I am moving it around onto the nail and making sure that it's as smooth as I can get it. And I check my line of light, see if I need to add any gel in some places, and making sure it looks smooth as I can get it. I am going to file these and refine them. So again, I tell her to go into the lamp for a couple seconds, and then she comes back out, and I move on to the next nail. Once both hands are done, I'm going to just cleanse the nails of the tacky layer and start to finish file. So I first finish file the edges, and then I go around the cuticle area and then go over the entire nail, making sure I leave most of the product in the apex area while keeping like the cuticle area nice and thin. You want to have the bulk of your product in the apex area so that you can have some strong nails. Again, I will make sure and link everything in the description box where I got the glitter and the polishes and everything like that. And I am using like one of my favorite files, which is the Light Elegance Perfect files. They are so strong and amazing. I hate flimsy files. Like, they drive me crazy, and I hate files where after 2 nails you lose all the grit and you almost need a whole new file because they barely work after a couple nails. So these files do not lose their grit. They're really, really nice, sturdy, strong files. So these are probably like one of my favorite files to use. Now that her nails are all finish filed, I'm actually going to take a bit which is a diamond barrel bit. I like to use this bit to go around the cuticle area just to get that cuticle area nice and thin so it's not bulky. And then I also just hit the nail under the free edge just a tiny bit so that it's nice and thin under the free edge. And this will also help you if you have clients whose nails peel away from the free edge. If you take a bit like this and just go underneath of the nail, it'll help kind of blend that natural nail in with the gel, and it will help stop that peeling. I know that's something that I've struggled with in the past before because some clients' nails just want to curl so bad. And also, right now, when we are washing our hands and sanitizing our hands like crazy, everybody's nails are dry. So you have to make sure your clients are using cuticle oil so that their nails don't peel from the free edge. Now I'm just touching up that ombre nail just a little bit because when I shaped it, I removed some of the color from the sidewalls, and then also there was a little bubble and it's making that like white dot in the center of the nail. So I am going to cover that up as well with a little bit of that same color. The last thing I do for this ombre nail is I do 1 coat of my Luxio blush, which is a really similar color to that builder gel that I added near the cuticle area. And it's a sheer color that is just going to make the fade look even more flawless. If I ever do like baby boomers or something, this is like my go-to gel polish color for baby boomers, the Luxio blush, because it just adds just enough color, but it's sheer enough that it can create some like really beautiful, flawless ombres. So now I'm going in with the ring finger. I'm going in with that fuchsia, which is absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh, it's so bright and beautiful. And the pigment is amazing. I feel like it looks really, really good with 1 coat. So I always do 2 coats just to make sure I get rid of any slight little shadowing or anything, but I was impressed with the pigment of this color. It goes on so nice with just 1 coat. And then I'm going in with that aqua color on the ring finger or the middle finger and the thumb. Now here I am trying to decide some flakes that I wanted to use under the seashell nail, and Magpie just came out with these brand new 4 really gorgeous like iridescent flakes, so I wanted to use one of those really bad. So I grabbed them, and then I was going to see which color looked nice with the nail colors. And then also my client brought in these gorgeous embellishment like charms from Daily Charm, and we wanted to use one of those. So I was getting them out just to kind of see which color that we liked. As for the flakes, I ended up going with this one, and they almost have like that chrome. Like you can rub them in as a chrome as well, but I'm just sticking them in the tacky layer of the seashell nails that I wanted to do. But these are absolutely stunning, so gorgeous. I love these flakes, and I definitely want to do like more designs with them because I feel like they're really versatile and you can do a lot with them. Now for the 3D seashell design, I am using Accent's Balance Gel, which is a lot thicker than the Trinity gel. It does not self-level, so it's really good for these kind of 3D designs. And I'm going to use a striping brush. I think I'm using the Ugly Duckling striping brush, and I'm just going to get like a dollop on my brush. So I'm going to place it where I want it, and then I'm just going to drag it straight up. And then I'm going to keep doing this from side to side until I have like a full seashell 3D design. And I actually decided to do 2 coats of the Balance Gel just because after the first coat, I wanted the design just to have a little bit more definition. So I went in and did the exact same thing again over top of that first coat. Next, I started to add some embellishments. So I'm using the Ugly Duckling Stick It to place my embellishments and crystals. And I had these really cute gold starfish and seashells. So I'm placing the starfish on the top part of that 3D seashell, and I'm putting a little bit more Stick It, and I'm using some Swarovski crystals as well, which I love. I'm using the opal ones, which I love, especially for like mermaid designs, and I'm using the crystal AB color as well. So I'm just creating like a little cluster, and then I'm going to cure that and move on to the next nail. Now for the really, really big like charm, so we decided on one, and I'm placing the Stick It where I want it, and then I'm going to place the charm on there. But you'll see we were talking about it, and it was just too big for my client. It was just it was massive. So she was a little bit worried with having kids and stuff if it would be just too much for taking care of babies, having like a humongous crystal charm on there. So super easy. All I did is pull it off, and then I just wiped the gel off of it with alcohol, and then we just switched it for the one that was a little bit smaller. But I actually think that the one that we switched it for turned out really, really nice, which I actually really, really like the one that we went with, and I think it went with the design really well. I'm also taking a small little detailer brush, and I am brushing that Stick It around the charm just to make sure it's really nice and secure, and there's no spots that anything could catch underneath of it. So I am placing that gel all around it, smoothing that gel out around the charm, and then I'm going to make sure that it's straight and in the right place, and then I'm going to cure that. We decided to add another little crystal cluster on her thumb, and this time I added that gold seashell. And then again, we went in with some opal crystals, some crystal AB, and then also I had some kind of blue aqua crystals as well, so I decided to add those in there too. And when you are using Stick It or any other type of gel to adhere your crystals, I always make sure and take a gel brush and go in and clean up the edges so that you don't have like this big blob of gel on your nail. it just doesn't look very nice, and it creates like a shadow, and you'll be able to see that there's just like this blob of gel sitting on your nail. I'm taking a little bit more stick-it, and I'm going around that charm again because I just want to make sure that it's really secure. I'm going in between all of the little like nooks and crannies around that charm and making sure that it's really nice and secure. And then I'm also taking a little bit of the stick-it and going over the starfish and like the seashell to make sure that those are nice and secure as well. Once that is cured, we are ready for top coat, and you'll notice I placed a little bit of top coat on my palette, and I'm going to use that to go around all of the crystals and the charm as well. So I am applying my top coat. I'm using my super shiny top coat from Light Elegance. It's probably my hands down favorite top coat, and you don't get any staining or anything like that. It's a great top coat. So I'm going on top coating all the nails, and then I'm going to top coat the ones with the crystals and the charm, and again using that detailer brush to go in between all of the crystals and all the nooks and crannies of the charm, and it's going to be really secure and it's not going to pop off. When you are top coating around crystals, you always want to make sure you don't put top coat over the top of them because it will dull the shine. They will not be as shiny if you put top coat over the top, which is why I brush around them, and then I use my detailer brush to grab the top coat and go all the way around the back and in between each crystal. So you're getting a really good strong hold, but you're not going over the top. So if you go over the top, it will dull the shine and they won't look as nice. And I just had to show you guys this shot of the opposite thumb with that glitter and putting that top coat over the top. Oh my gosh, this is like one of the best parts about doing encapsulated glitter is when you put that top coat on and that nail is nice and smooth and it has all of those chunky amazing glitters underneath. It's so fun. I love doing encapsulated glitter. All right, here's the finished result with these really gorgeous, fun mermaid nails. I love how they turned out. I love that this client always lets me kind of experiment and do fun things, and I love the charm that she brought in that we added to the nail. I'm definitely going to have to get some of those charms because they're stunning. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I always love reading your comments, and if I can help you guys in any way, then that makes it all worth it doing these videos for you guys. So thank you guys again. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you follow me on all my social media, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.